Hi everyone, it's Duncan from Rock and Roll Reviews, Scotland's #1 review site for all things punk, rock, metal and movies. Welcome back to another Duncan's Quickie. I'm Duncan, here comes a Quickie. Today's Quickie review is of a band from Finland, and they're called Amorphis, and they had their 11th studio album which came out on the 19th of April this year, 2013, through Nuclear Blast Records, and the album was called Circles. This band have been on the go for quite a while and have built up a devoted and strong fan base. I think this is mostly due to the fact that they cover quite a lot of genres in their music. You will hear, if you listen to this album, everything from doom, black metal, death metal, proper kind of Euro metal, and even kind of folky influences. There's a lot of instrumentation happening as well, so it's quite interesting to listen to. The band's kind of vocal style switches very much between kind of death kind of growls to almost typo negative kind of Pete Steele sounding vocals, and there's melody in there. They'll break into melody pretty much out of nowhere, not even just in choruses. They will throw them in places which aren't expected. Good example of that is the opening track, Shades of Grey. Now, that's not 50 Shades of Grey, so women, just calm yourself down. This is Shades of Grey, right? And this is a prime example of how the band have been quite successful in the genre they do. There's quite a lot going on. There is a kind of almost death metal groove guitar thing going on. Maybe not so much with the drums, although there's a bit of double bass. There's a huge sort of massive instrumentation used over the chorus. That's where the melody comes in. It all sounds pretty fucking huge. I myself, funnily enough, actually enjoy some of the more quieter moments on the album. I think that when they strip things back and start involving more instrumentation, especially on the piano, that's where it really gets interesting. So when you're listening to the beginning of Mission, for example, that whole opening section before it kicks into kind of that Euro metal sound, I like that sort of stuff. I think they do it very, very well. They're obviously very good musicians, good songwriters as well. Wait till you hear the fucking groove on Hopeless Day. It's just a chunky bastard. It hits you and it just keeps going, and then the vocals, it's just a fucking really, really, really good groove. So the band aren't scared to throw in some grooves, if you know what I mean. The thing that fucking knocked me on my arse, so to speak, was when I was listening to Narrow Path, and when that kicks in, I didn't know what to make of it, because there's it's got almost a kind of sea shanty sound, and there's a flute and everything. It totally breaks up the album. I don't know why. It really, really works. I'm not a big fan of things like pirate metal, but their version of it's pretty cool. There's a really good song called The Abyss, which that's what I was saying about Pete Steele and the vocals and kind of typo negative. When you listen to that, that's where you'll pick up that sort of sound. For a while there, I actually, it was remarkable how similar the vocals are. He's not as deep, but he definitely has that sort of tone. The biggest gripe I have with the band's album, and the reason I'm going to mark it down quite a bit, is nothing to do with the production, because the production is flawless. It's nothing to do with the musicianship, because the musicianship is great on this album. It's more to do with the fact that they do cover quite a lot of genres, and I'm generally quite an advocate of that. I like bands that try and push the envelope and try and stretch their fingers out and try as many different genres as possible. For me, while Amorphis are really talented songwriters, and they can cover quite a lot of styles, they're not remarkable at any one style. So what you get is not generic, but you get very, very safe, run-of-the-mill death metal riffs. You get very, very safe, run-of-the-mill black metal parts, very safe, run-of-the-mill doom parts when they come in. Which, I mean, when they're put together, it makes compelling songwriting, but at the same time, it's very, very difficult to stand back and pick one standout track on this album. They all kind of flow really well together, which generally isn't a criticism, but the fact that the band are mixing so many genres, and it just kind of sounds like a melting pot of, I mean, imagine you were cooking a stew and you're putting loads of ingredients in there. It tastes fine, but there's nothing that kind of stands out as being stewed. That's why they call it a stew, I suppose. That's my big gripe with the band. I think, like I say, if you like kind of Scandinavian metal bands, this album is solid as fuck. It's solid as a brick wall. but it's not remarkable, and you will hear other music that comes out this year from other Scandinavian bands that do this sort of thing probably a bit better than Amorphis. Now, that's not to say that they're going to get a low score from me. They've just kind of missed it in the high score. I would like to have seen them just kind of really push out and maybe just try and capture one of those genres and try and put their own stamp on it. But, I mean, they've been on the go for 11 albums now. So, I mean, they're quite comfortable with their sound, and they'll have a loyal fan base who like what they do. And to be honest with you, I'm just griping over small details. I would score this album a solid 3 out of 5. I think if you're into Scandinavian metal, you should check them out. If you're not familiar with Amorphis and you like Scandinavian metal, then you should check this band out. There's plenty going on. I don't even think you need to be one fan of either doom or black metal. There's a bit of everything here for you. So, give them a shot, check them out. Circles, like I say, was released on the 9th of April 2013 through Nuclear Blast Records. I've scored it 3 out of 5. As always, there'll be a video below this on the website, rockandrollreviews.com. There'll be a video below showing their most recent single, so check that out. If you like what you hear, go and buy the album, support the fucking music scene. That's the important part. So, this has been Duncan for Rock and Roll Reviews, bringing you another Quickie. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Until the next time I speak to you, stay safe. I'll catch you later on. Yoink!